What did the cheese say when it looked in the mirror? Hello, me? Okay, so welcome to Cheese Friday. These jokes every week. But we do have some good cheese to talk about. Hey everyone, welcome to the Radical Geek YouTube channel and to our Cheese Friday series. I know that I made a halloumi joke at the beginning, but technically today it's not a halloumi, it is a grilling cheese. And we'll talk about that here in a second, but show you that this is from Big Moo. It is the roasted garlic flavor grilling cheese. And I know that we've talked a lot about conventions coming up, and one of those conventions is Keto Palooza. So, but after that, if you are here in Ohio, you should know that we're going to be doing an in-person meetup on October 15th. If you are from the area and, we're pretty close to capacity right now, but if you send me an email, yeah, you can send me an email to radicalgeek42@gmail.com. We can talk about that and see about getting you on the list, all of that fun stuff. But the Big Moo has sent us a prize package of their grilling cheese, perfect for keto people. So that's all nice and stored up in my freezer, waiting for one of the lucky attendees to win it. So, like I said, this is let's just get it open so I can show you the actual cheese. So as you can see, it comes and it's sort of been pre-grilled, this one, but we still have to warm it up. Like I said, you can put it in your freezer, you can keep it, it keeps in the fridge for quite some time. It's actually one of my favorite sort of things to have as a nice side dish, or even, I don't know, as a meal. It's really high fat and very filling, so that's why I say that. It's technically would be, even though it doesn't look like a ton, 8 servings. I would say I usually eat 2, but it's very lofty, and I'm just gonna do a little piece of it here for this video. There you go, you can see it's thin. It cuts right off into big hunks. You can cut it in squares, in triangles, in little fry shapes, however you like it. It's a semi-hard cheese because that's why it's sliceable, but you can see I cannot give it, it's hard to squeeze. Yes, I had to lose my words there for a lack of description. This has like a nice roasty garlic smell because it's roasted garlic. And I'm going to throw it right here in my fry pan. So you get that nice sizzle. And then now while that is sizzling up and getting nice, I will tell you a little bit about grilling cheese. Now, to an extent, I'm kind of making some of this up because there is not a very strict definition on grilling cheese. Like some of the other cheeses we've talked about, they're very highly regulated and very exacting. In this case, not so much. Turn that heat down just a smidge. But, oops, I was going the wrong way. There we go. It's not defined that well. However, there are certain things that have to happen to be a grilling cheese. And one of those things is that you have to be able to cook it without it turning into a burned pile of goo. So, and to be a grilling cheese, I know I'm doing it in a skillet, but you also need to be able to throw it on your grill, which means it needs to be able to stay in one piece and not just like drip through your grates. If you have to bread it and coat it in order for it to stay in a piece, then it is technically not a grilling cheese. So that's sort of where I'm at with my restrictions on what I would call a grilling cheese. And we will talk about these a few times. We'll get some halloumi. We haven't actually talked about halloumi before. We've done a panella frying cheese before. Uh, we haven't talked about bread cheese, which is very, very close relative of the grilling cheese. So this Big Moo cheese, I'm just going to give it a little turn around. So you can see it just flipped right over, stayed in one piece. It did get dark brown because it's sort of pre-grilled, which helps that out a lot. Grilling cheese is a pasteurized cow's milk cheese. Turn that down some more so it doesn't get too crispy. So, sorry about that. There we go. Let's turn that down. So it's a pasteurized cow's milk cheese, and it is a very compact cheese. So that's what gives it that high melting point, and that's what makes it good for throwing it on the grill. I mentioned that it's very similar to the halloumi because it's semi-hard and it behaves the same way as on the grill. Now, even though this is getting good and crispy browned and fry-like, I would tell you that that's partially because they pre-grill it for you or pre-cook it up a little bit in the package from the Big Moo company. If you're starting with it without that treatment to it, it doesn't brown as easily as the halloumi. That doesn't mean it doesn't brown. It's just not as quickly and as easy. The other thing about grilling cheeses is that they can be slightly bland in flavor, but that's why they're often infused with other flavors. And Big Moo has several flavors. They've got a pizza, the roasted garlic, a whole bunch of them, and they're all spectacular. I cannot tell you how awesome they taste, which makes them a little bit addictive. So if you are one of those people who can't help yourself and you'll power through this block in a sitting, you might want to keep that in mind because they are super extra delicious. There we go. I believe I have my little cheese fry here now, so let me just get that onto the plate. Let me hold it up on the spatula so you can see it against the color. So you can see it got like all browned. I could toast it on the edges if I want to, but I like that nice soft, ow, I'm burning my fingers to show you. Look on the cheese. You see I can pick it up and it's still nice and solid. It's not floppy. It is hot, so I'm going to stop touching it. And right now that garlic flavor has come up and is wafting in the air. So I can't really tell you a whole lot about the scent of the actual cheese because mostly you smell the other flavorings that are on it. But I know the lighting makes it look very bright white in the actual cheese. But as you can see, as I tilt it proper, you can see that it's a nice, soft, creamy sort of coloration. And that's because it's the pasteurized cow's milk cheese. They do make it with a vegetable rennet. I know. But don't worry, that's not like a terrible thing when it comes to cheeses. It's really a common ingredient. So there we go. And obviously it does not have a rind. So there is no judgment of the rind because it is a compressed, compacted cheese to give it their structure. So good. It's like everything you love in a grilled cheese without having to deal with the bread part. So that's it for our Cheese Friday. We do here on the Radical Geek channel talk about cheese every Friday. On Sunday, we host a live stream, affectionately coined Coffee Talk, where we brew a beverage together and often pair it with a ketogenic recipe and then chat amongst ourselves. So I hope I see you on Sunday, and we'll talk again next week. Now, next weekend on Sunday, we will be at Keto Palooza. I will be in a hotel. We'll make a coffee. I don't guarantee a good recipe or even a recipe. We'll see. You know, convention tired happens. But if nothing else, we will get to connect, and that is the best part. So I hope that you get a chance and you order a batch of the Big Moo cheese yourself. I'll make sure that I put it in the link. I'll check with a couple of people. I believe Keto Village may even have like a nice little discount for you. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask. and we'll go from there. So you guys have an amazing weekend. Start off your weekend by ordering some cheese because it is delicious and amazing. And I think that's everything. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.